Hi, I'm Adam.
I'm Austin.
And I'm Chris.
And you're watching Flack. Kucinich threatens 60 impeachment articles if judiciary doesn't act. Representative Dennis Kucinich warned the House Judiciary Committee that it would be wise not to ignore the 35 articles of impeachment against President Bush last week. If the committee does not act within a month, he plans to introduce even more articles. Well, yeah, and that's his answer. I'm going to bring more.
As if the good stuff wasn't already brought to the table and ignored it.
Maybe he's saving. Maybe he's saving up a real doozy.
You went and saved the best.
Sometimes the snow comes down in June.
Sometimes Kucinich makes even less sense than I thought he could.
Kucinich has said, he said, the minute the leadership said, this is dead on arrival, I said that I hope they believe in life after death because I'm coming back with it. I love little Kucinich talking all, trying to be the Arnold. Well, I read the 35 articles, and there are some valid, serious issues. The administration has, I think it's clear that they lied to the people about weapons of mass destruction, about the war.
Well,
things like that. Yeah, exactly. So, but for political reasons, the Democrats don't want to act on this. They don't want to create, I guess, the backlash that might come from them looking like they're trying to beat up on
a lot of the American public did not like the impeachment proceedings against Clinton.
Right, exactly.
I mean, let's look at
the constitutional issue just real quick. He started a war. Yes, Congress said they gave him authorization to do this, but which is why I think they should all be impeached, and most of the presidents in the last 150 years ought to be impeached. But
you heard it here first. Because you probably don't read the books Adam reads.
Yeah, well, because they've all just obliterated the Constitution. None of them actually follow the Constitution anymore. But the war, for one, is completely illegal. You have to declare war. It's that simple. That's an impeachable offense in my opinion. And there's other things as well. But so I think but 35. He's going to add 30 more offenses. What are they going to be? Things like the FDA with Lou Dobbs saying he should be impeached because he hasn't, found out where the tomatoes are coming from.
You know what I think? If I were in Congress and I had this thing before me, I would think, how much longer does Bush have here? How long are these proceedings going to take? Isn't this just mostly a symbolic victory that they're striking out for because they're still bitter and just don't want to move on?
A symbolic victory in the impeachment?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're impeaching him to kick him while he's down. Well, everybody hates Bush. His legacy is utterly obliterated.
That's what it did to Clinton. Now he's remembered because he was impeached.
If you follow the Democrats and the liberals on this issue, it's been really interesting, and I followed it a little bit. It's fascinating because you have the kind of the hard left wanting to go along with impeachment. Kucinich, one other. Who is it? Wexler. You have a couple guys who are interested in impeachment. You have the hard left who's interested in impeachment. And everyone else, all these other Democrats, they don't want to kick him while he's down. They don't want to do anything that's going to get in the way of Obama winning the election.
Exactly.
It's all political for them. How are we going to win, and what will this mean for us if we start impeachment hearings and that kind of thing? I would have liked to seen him and the rest of Congress impeached, in 2001. But, of course, that doesn't matter now. But, so it's interesting that Democrats are not going to do what is really the right thing to do. You should impeach someone if he's done something as bad as what our president and Congress have done. But they're not going to do it for political reasons. At the same time, I find the hard left they're not thinking like what you just mentioned, thinking along the lines of, how much time does this guy have left? Why bother now?
And honestly, do we really? Because when you impeach a president, vice president steps in, right?
Yeah. Do we really want Cheney?
Yeah. Or are we going to have to impeach him too? And then we get the Speaker of the House. Who's the Speaker of the House now?
Technically, he can be impeached and not actually have to leave office. Impeachment doesn't.
Oh, really?
Clinton was
impeached. You just turned into an
impeached.
Apricot, or how does that work exactly? That was a horrible joke. I apologize.
It's the way impeachment works.
I forgot all of my How a Bill Becomes a Law classes. That's all gone.
I think I remember that song from Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, I was going to say I can remember the Ninja Turtles song, but I'll be darned if I know how our government really works. So, okay, that's...
Right.
That's interesting.
But no, we wouldn't want Cheney stepping up into that position, I don't think.
Yeah, he might go hunting in Congress. Who
Right.
knows? Oh, that dead horse. So yeah, I mean, this is just strange to me. I think if I were in Congress, I don't really. I don't know what impeachment is unless like an emergency measure to get some dude out of office because our system made a mistake. But at this point, I don't really even know if it's like a principled thing. Like at this certain point, we must impeach this guy. You know?
I'm not familiar.
If every president who has lied, should they be impeached? What if they lied, repented, and were still the best man for the job?
Right, sure. Good
Available.
point. Good point. And another thing, too, is everyone knowing that there was that misinformation, that he lied. Everyone knowing that he lied is bad enough in a sense. I mean, you're right. His legacy has been tarnished. And that, do we really need to spend a bunch of money, taxpayer money, on an impeachment of the president? No, I don't think we do. It doesn't matter, that's one of those gray areas. Principle, yeah, he should be impeached, but everyone knows he lied. And at this point, do we want to spend taxpayer money? I'd rather save us a little bit of money since we've got the Pentagon now upping their Black Ops budget to the highest it's been in history. Just came out. I was reading the news there.
They sent me a check. It's amazing.
Yeah, they're secret Black Ops. They're spending billions of dollars here and there. I mean, it's ridiculous how much money we're spending. So we should try to save a little bit here and there.
Austin, have you spoken?
I think so. I don't really remember. I don't really have a lot to contribute here.
Would you
talked
impeach
about Ron
Bush?
Paul and Kucinich.
Oh yeah, that's right. And saying that there's no comparison.
Yeah.
I like Kucinich's fire, and a couple times he said things. I'm like, yeah.
I like that he's against NAFTA and North American Union.
Yeah, I
mean,
can
he knows
dig
about
on that
them,
guy.
We need these sorts of people because otherwise there would be no real discussion.
You need
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, would you impeach?
No.
Why
What?
not?
There's no.
Pragmatic reasons?
I don't think there's any conceivable way that they could prove it. The only way that they were able to impeach Clinton is because he actually testified.
Yeah, but what about
before a
go
court?
ahead.
Right.
He lied under oath.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and they were able to prove it.
But
obviously.
everything with the weapons of mass destruction is this tricky web of
Was he misinformed?
who knew what
Right.
when that sort of
But if we up
ridiculous
this
nonsense.
is it going to be 65 articles?
Yeah,
65
Well,
articles of
for me, starting a war without declaring a war is bad enough. That our founding fathers would literally take out a gun and start
We're
shooting.
almost up to
that's-
Luther's 95 Theses of impeachment right here. That's prolific.
That's
Yeah.
that. And I mean,
Kucinich must have a lot of free time.
I read a lot of them.
now.
A lot of them were not valid. I felt
that seemed impressive when Starr brought them. But when Kucinich is making a joke out of himself, again, he's doing some media thing because obviously he has no expectation that that people will do anything with
Right.
these.
True.
It's not so much a principled thing for him. I mean, it is, but it's also a media thing. 35 articles.
Well,
30
also,
articles.
who gets Kucinich elected? It's the hard left, and he's pandering. And Wexler, this is true of him too. I actually watched videos of some of his constituents yelling at him at public meetings about this issue, saying you need to impeach or we will not vote for you. We will fight against you. And so Wexler's coming around, and he said, we're not going to do this. It's in an election period. If we do it, it's going to come back to haunt us. And now he's coming around, Kucinich for the same reason. I think some of it is political because
That's a really
but that's
good
what they
point,
should be
and-
doing is listening to their constituents, right?
Well,
When they're-
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a really good point. And in that case, sure, it impeach the crap out of them. It's not going to do any good, but maybe they'll get reelected. And I can't really blame a dude for doing that.
they should do what the folks who they're supposed to be serving want them to do, within reason.
Yeah, representative government, unfortunately, since we're all morons, sometimes it's bottom up.
Right.
So,
All right. Well, tell us what you think. If we're wrong, we're right. At YouTube or at klaxon.com, KLAXN.com.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching Flack. Ooh, that's off.